We are here. Good evening. Welcome. Happy Monday. Thank you. Thank you for joining. I'm excited to discuss this week in a prompt manner. What an interesting weekend this was. With the moon in Cancer, Mercury still retrograde, and everything that is just happening everywhere. Woke up to news of a beloved creator on TikTok who has passed away, and it kind of shut down all of the things I wanted to post today. So that was kind of sad. But welcome, good evening. Let's talk about the moon, y'all, because this first quarter moon in Cancer can be very revealing. It's a jump starting type of moon, a decision making moon, a realization type of moon, and Mercury is still retrograde. It's going to be retrograde still all week long. So a lot is happening and coming up. And I was laughing with my baby sister about conversations and misunderstandings and how everything is just skewed when Mercury is retrograde. So how has it been for you, and how is it for you? The biggest astrological thing happening this week is a Jupiter Uranus conjunction in Taurus. Jupiter is expansion, it just enhances everything. It's considered the lucky planet, so good luck to you. And then Uranus rules Aquarius. So innovation, technology, new ways to do things, new insights, just not new, but improved insights in a way. So I'm excited to see how we all lead up to that conjunction that happens on 420 on Saturday. So aside from the moon and where it is all week, I feel like that's the biggest thing happening. And of course, the reminder that Mercury is still retrograde. So how are your conversations going? I feel like I've been talking about that in my personal life, so it's interesting to review it. And then the moon in Cancer all weekend kind of brings everything to the surface. And yeah, are you in your feels about anything? Because that's very moon in Cancer, right? But then I'm hoping that it goes into Leo. I mean, it will go into Leo starting tomorrow and very early on. So between tonight and tomorrow, by 3 a.m. tomorrow, it's going to be in Leo. And I'm hoping that it allows us to put into a personal perspective some of the things that have come up this weekend. And then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, well, Friday and Saturday, we have the moon in Virgo, which is always very productive and just as important because Virgo wants to take care of things. Virgo is an earth sign, so taking care of things in a practical way. Virgo is very interested in that. And then we start the week next week with the moon in Libra and some interesting things happening. Remember that Libra is the south node, so a lot of what's happening in Aries is going to be opposite the moon next week, and every time there's something happening in Libra. So I'm anticipating that with the Mercury retrograde and with whatever that Saturday conjunction of Jupiter and Uranus in Taurus happening next weekend on the 20th. I'm hoping that by next week we'll have some clarity about all of that, but we'll see. right? Um, it was an interesting day in the sense of opening up an app, these parasocial relationships that we take for granted or that we don't even think about because they are parasocial relationships. But I don't know, it doesn't sit well with me to witness creators really make decisions, like big decisions in their personal life that reflect whatever they're struggling with in their social media. And I want to be very, what's the word, careful, because I don't want to be disrespectful, obviously. Um, but needless to say, it was, it's always shocking to see how what people comment and what people DM can affect um, someone on a mental and personal level. And it was just very shocking and sad to start the week with. We've received the sad news that this and this person is no longer with us. So, anyway, I'm not going to talk about it because y'all don't know it. Like, my audience doesn't really know this creator. She's a blind item celebrity gossip type of creator. And because I love Taylor Swift, I used to watch her content on the lookout for any blind item that had to do with Taylor Swift. But of course, she posted about many things, and she's been on TikTok for many years, and I'm new to it. So it's not like I knew her, or it's not like we had a parasocial relationship, or if we DM'd or whatever. Nothing of the sort. It's just still very impactful, right? Because it's all over my For You page because I followed her, right? So it's just been very sad. And it took me within to think about all of these relationships and how we maneuver them. So, as you know, enough of that. As you know, we're following the Moon Magic and Mindfulness with Grace 2024 manifestation agenda slash journal. Thank you so much for anyone that's bought it. Don't forget to write a review, please. And you can get yours in the link in the bio. It's on Amazon. First quarter with the moon in Cancer. We have an affirmation. Oh, and of course, I also thought about whether to do my show or not because aside from my dominant writing hand being kind of sore, I didn't do my Monday page this weekend. Sometimes I do it on Sunday, but most of the time I wait until Monday to do it. But then when I woke up and went into social media and saw the news about Kyle, I just didn't want to do much regarding social media. So, you know, it's this is an honest, safe space, and I just want to show you how it's Moon Day night, and I haven't done my homework, and it's okay. If you find yourself not doing your Moon Day pages, there's nothing wrong with that. You can get back to the book on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It doesn't matter. Like it's your book to do with what you will. But is it designed for you to do it on Monday? Yes, but we all have our lives and we all have all these things happening. So I was happy that I got to spend the day with my son and we went places and we ran around and we laughed and we jumped and I got to organize a little bit and I vacuumed. So I got to do a lot of things and I didn't have to cook. So I'm always grateful and happy for that. But did I journal? No. And in all honesty, I don't know if I'll get to journal this week. I can, but it's a little painful. So maybe I just don't. And Taryn agrees with me that it's okay to not do the homework, right, Taryn? I have had clients where, as a facilitator and as a mentor, if you will, journaling is always one of my favorite tools to bring up, but I've had clients look at me in the eye and say, I don't journal and I'm not interested in starting, really. And I've had others, and that's okay, right? It doesn't change the course of the coaching or of the relationship. It just means that we need to change the strategy because journaling cannot be the strategy, right? And that's all well and fine. But I've also had clients who decide to start. They've never journaled before and they have started, and it's a little daunting to look at a page and think, oh, I have to write, I have to fill it up. I have to, make sure that there's no blank spaces. But that's, in my experience, if you look at a page and you become anxious about the fact that you now have to fill it up, then maybe there's something to look at there because you don't have to fill it up. You can write one word. And it's usually my advice for people who are just starting out of nowhere. And I have been in the deepest of moments of my, I don't know, depression, if you want to call it that. There's been days in my diary where I don't go into details about my life. I just write what's my mood today. I have pages where I write it's cloudy and I'm so over it, and that was my journal entry for the day. And it's okay. You will write when inspired. Yeah, no pressure. Thank you so much, Marianne. I'm so happy that you're here, and Karen too. There is no pressure. Exactly. It's like even if the design is for Moon Day, you can come back and write whenever, right? That's the beauty of it. So I'm still, what I do on days that, for whatever reason, I don't get to the journaling part of it, I still ponder the journaling questions if there is promptings, and definitely the affirmations. So let's do it together. This week, I will make sure to. What will we make sure to do? We have a lot going on in our personal life. And so I feel like this week I just want to remain grounded. Now, I know that by 420 or by Friday, 419, with the sun moving into Taurus, grounding will be so much easier for all of us. Right now, we're still in that fiery, oh my gosh, yes, let's do this. That fire starter, kickstarter Aries, who, you know, I feel like Aries brings up a lot of ideas because it's that fire within. So we may be feeling so enthusiastic about all the things that have come up, but that doesn't mean that they all need to be done, right? Or that doesn't mean that they all need to be done right away. But the fire, right, that's Aries, says, oh my gosh, yes, I can do it all. Put it all on my plate, right? Um, when the sun moves into Taurus, I'm kind of counting on that grounding of, well, hold your horses, because number one, you need to eat things one at a time, one bite at a time. I don't want to say one at a time, and for all my picky eaters out there to be like, well, I already do that because I eat the fries first and then the burger, and then people like me who just put it all together, and enjoy it that way are probably going to be also like, wait, one at a time? No, what I mean is one bite at a time, right? Slowly pacing yourself so that you don't sabotage your meal by getting a stomachache because you ate too fast. Does that make sense? I hope it's a metaphor that makes sense, because impetus is that Aries fire of, oh yeah, absolutely, I can do that. Or, oh yeah, absolutely, that is so me. I'm so excited. But then once the sun moves into Taurus and grounds our energy, it's more of a, I really want to do that, but what should I do first? That sounds great, and I'm definitely interested, but maybe now is not the time. There's all of that grounded maturity when it comes to Taurus. So I'm counting on that because I feel like this Mercury retrograde in Aries has given way to a lot of disorganized energy. So tell me if you feel like that. I find myself having a lot of conversations with my husband about all the things that we should do or need to do, but we haven't started yet. And I'm counting on that Taurus energy to ground our ideas and be like, okay, well, this is step one. Let's take care of it. Check the box. And then what is step two, step three, step four? So, yay for the wheel turning and the sun moving into Taurus this week. And happy birthday to all my fellow Tauruses. I'm a Taurus, my baby is a Taurus, and it's our birthday in less than 2 weeks. So, happy birthday to us and to anyone. So this week I will make sure to watch out for those moments of grounded energy where the steps to take care of something become clear. Now, I think that because Mercury is also retrograde, there might be a little disconnect there because Mercury retrograde is about reevaluating, restructuring, going back to reassess. And so that is a stark contrast to Aries saying, let's go, go, go forward. Let's go, go, go. Let's do, do, do. And Mercury's like, no, but I'm over here. And I want you to be over here because this still needs a little clarification, a little what? What does it mean? You tell me, right? Whatever you find yourself revisiting in your head, there's a reason why you're revisiting it mentally, and it's that Mercury retrograde bringing things into your periphery that you thought you were over, or that you thought you had learned, or that you thought were done with. Yet Mercury retrograde is bringing it up again, and it's those instances of how can I do it differently? How can I do it better? Or how can I just ignore it and move on because I am over it? And this is just you proving to the universe that you really are over it. So let me just reiterate it, right? Reiterate it for everyone in the room, for everyone in the back, so that you and the universe can be on the same page. Does that make sense? I hope so. This week I will create. Hmm. Creation is such an interesting word because for people that are artistic, creation entails like artistic creativity, colors, shapes, forms, music, poetry, books, content. And for people, I believe we're all creative. So this is why I made the distinction of artistic versus not. For people who don't pursue their artistic side, because I think we all have it, then creativeness or creation may not really exist in their vocabulary, even though it should, right? And I know this is not anyone watching, but if you're new here, this might be you. And the point is that we create every single moment. We create a space, we create an ambiance, we create an energy, we create wholesome, yummy foods or not, right? Some of us create chaos and thrive on it. I don't know how, right? Others create stillness and peace because chaos is really triggering and brings up a lot of drama that I don't necessarily want to revisit or reassess or reconnect with, right? And so, what are you creating? I feel like given my circumstances, I need to be a little bit mindful of creating moments of rest. Ha, LOL, with a 4-year old in tow, like 24/7. Um, so that I can take care of this, right? Like with the heating pad or with the ointment or the massage or whatever, so that it's not so sore, so that then I can get back to creating the things I want to create, like music on the guitar or a journaling page. If the page is blank and you're writing in it, you're creating, right? So I love to just go over how some of these terms people just don't think about, but they are in our life and we do create all of these moments. And I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for Karen and Marianne. Thank you so much for being here. I'm grateful for, of course, my family, my spouse, my sisters, and it's I'm grateful for resources. When to think about being in pain and being able to research, being able to compare notes with people like Karen and my mom and my sister who's had carpal tunnel surgeries, being able to hop in the car and go get a brace because I didn't have one. Um, Even if I ordered it, if I would have ordered it, it would have been here the next day. Like, I'm grateful for everything, for all of it, like for real, because we just have so much that we don't even think about, right? I'm grateful for um, this goat that we have that is just hilarious. And I'm grateful for our son who is happy and drama, but we love it, right? And so, what is there not to be grateful for, right? I'm grateful for social media and for the ability to connect with you all, and grateful for affirmations like this one because this weekend with the moon in Cancer, today, not so much, even though today we're legit grieving, people, right, that have passed. But yesterday and the day before, this Mercury retrograde was a bit triggering with the moon in Cancer. So I found myself kind of revisiting things in my head, which is so annoying because I want to be present, I want to be in the moment. But Mercury retrograde kind of like makes you focus on memories and all these things. And as a result, moon in Cancer, I was in my feels about it. And it's like, I want to be able to do my laundry and not shed a tear. I want to be able to fold my clothes and not like be like, oh my gosh, so drama. And then my 4-year old, he's almost 5. Um, I don't need to be sad. I don't need to be in any mood. I can just be still. And he will look at me and say, "Happy mama," like so concerned. And it's like, oh my gosh, I'm okay. I am happy. I'm just sitting here. But it does put things into perspective when I am sad and he comes to me and he's like, "Happy mama." Um, it just makes me even sadder because he noticed, right? So there's just a lot. There's a lot going on. Oh my goodness. The moon in Leo, I hope, will kind of add to that spark. Leo is confident. Leo is excited. Leo is that fire sign that wears the crown. What Aries starts, Leo is going to bring to the forefront with confidence and umph and excitement and a lot of interest because Leo is very interested in showing what it has to show so that then, it can receive the the adoration, that's Leo, right? Or the compliment or just the pat on the back or just the applause, right? Like sometimes when you're in a theater, you feel prompted to applause, however your whatever your opinion is on what happened on the stage, right? Because everybody else is clapping, you're going to clap as well. And so Leo will perform, Leo will show up in the hopes of hitting the nail in the head and really resonating so that we can all roar together. Does that make sense? And I feel like I'm babbling at this point, but all in all, I'm just hoping that as soon as the moon transitions into Leo tomorrow, and according to astrospeak.com, that's going to be at 2:25 a.m. So by the time we wake up, hopefully the moon will be in Leo. Now, there is a possibility of a void of course moon in between every sign. I've spoken about this before. But this diagram doesn't show me the void of course moon. That's the type of thing that I like to research every morning. So if there's a void of course moon tomorrow, I'll let you all know because then that kind of stalls that fiery energy. The void of course kind of makes us feel a little bit discombobulated and a little bit lazy and a little bit aloof and a little bit lost because it's like we were on a track and then now we are void of course. We are not on the course that we were before. And so when the moon is void of course, it can be trauma, not necessarily, but it's just a moment to, again, reassess, reconnect, and not so much do or start new things. So we'll see. We'll see tomorrow. And again, with the moon in Virgo Friday and Saturday, I'm hoping that we also ground some of the, notions and ideas that have been coming up. Now, We do have the full moon next week on April 23rd. So that's Tuesday. We will discuss all about it. Next moon day, it is in Libra. Why do I have it here in Scorpio? So in our book, we have the full moon happening in Scorpio, but AstroSeek is telling me it happens in Libra. But that just means that, oh, that's why. Because the moon peaks at 11:48, so almost Wednesday. And by Wednesday, the moon is going to be in Scorpio. So that sounds like drama too. Scorpio the stinger. Um, full moon in Scorpio can be drama, but we'll see. Anyway, I'm so grateful for you and so grateful to connect in a way that is healthy. I personally want to appreciate you and to thank you for always replying in kindness and with love. I've been in social media now for almost, I guess this would be year 14, and I haven't encountered a lot of haters, but I obviously have. And it took me a while to get to the point where I I can tell that you're a hater by the first few words, and so I don't read the rest of your comment and I just delete it. I've done it here on YouTube and all social medias. But to think that we lose people and that we lose creators because of the downward spiral that they get to be in as a result of their relationship to mean and hateful comments that they get as content creators, it just breaks my heart and makes me angry. It's just a lot of feelings. And so I want to really let you know how grateful I am that the people that do interact with my content do so kindly, and that like I'm not even taking credit for creating a space where we are all so kind and beautiful and accepting of each other. I just think and I hope that my own notion of if I have nothing good to say, I'll say nothing, right? Um, Maybe you've heard that before. If you have nothing good to say, then don't even say a word, right? It's, maybe that's why people don't interact with my content because they have nothing good to say, so they choose to do nothing. But the people that do interact are more often than not beautiful people like Maria and Karen, my baby sister, and subscribers and Patreons that always support me, even in the DMs, and I'm just very grateful. So, the affirmation of the day, of the week, is I honor my emotions and intuitive insights as I navigate challenges like Mercury retrograde. I am resilient and adaptable, finding strength in the gentle flow of my inner wisdom. I honor my emotions and intuitive insights as I navigate challenges. I am resilient and adaptable, finding strength in the gentle flow of my inner wisdom, flowing like water, right? There's that Cancer moon speaking. And we had the full moon, the new moon last week with that eclipse, and that was interesting too. So I hope you're all, you know, flowing through the amount of information that that eclipse brought forth because I feel like it was a lot too. And don't forget that there's another eclipse coming up. Let's see. No, we had the solar eclipse and we already had the lunar eclipse. So we had both of them. So now these are going to be the bookends for 6 months from now at the end of the year, September and October, when we have those other eclipses. So overall, it's just a lot of growing and a lot of maturing. And I feel like when we have spent years of not growing much, Mercury retrograde comes with like, do you remember this? Because you didn't learn it then, maybe you learn it now. And this is why we repeat things because it's all a cycle. My husband was telling me today it might sound crazy, but have you ever heard that history repeats itself? And I said, yes, because it's all a cycle. The lesson comes back in a different way, or through a different messenger, or through a different scenario, but it's the same lesson. And the reason is because it's all cycles and we're going to repeat them until we don't. So that's interesting. Karen says that she hasn't felt the energy of transformation this strong in a long time. Yeah, because we go through these cycles of somewhat, there's a season, and you know this, aside from the four seasons that we have in the year, we have our own personal seasons. And sometimes we're in a season of just learning, and we are absorbing, and we are observing, and we are watching, and all of the connotations of you being still and just the world happening around you. And then there's these other seasons of numbness where whatever we're going through emotionally is just so much that we kind of stop altogether. Feeling, living, believing, learning, and we're just resting, kind of hibernating on a day to day, moving like we are ghosts. And that's a valid season, right? And I've been there. And then there's these seasons of doing. I've learned all of these things. I'm ready for action. And of course, Aries fire helps us with that, right? So I'm grateful and happy that Karen, that you're going through this transformation season in your life, right? And the outward transformation that we sometimes experience, like aesthetically, is a mere reflection of all of the work that we have done inside, that we're ready now to show, that we're ready now to look at ourselves in a different light and with a different eye and with a different perspective. So, yay for growth and transformation. It is scary, right? Scary in the sense that before we get to that point is dreadful and sad and a lot of work. And then after we get to the point of, oh wow, I have grown, I have transformed. Well, now I have to show it. Now I have to show up. So kudos to you for showing up for yourself and for continuing to do the work because it never ends. And it takes a lot. And I'm grateful that we're together in a way that we can bounce ideas of each other and communicate, Marianne as well, because it really does take a village, doesn't it? Especially me, I feel like it's that neurodivergence that prompts me to act like a child still. And I look at my life sometimes and it's so easy to use the excuse of, well, I've never been married before, so I don't know. But really, I should know better. Or how clueless I am with my child who presents these challenges. And I'm like, well, I obviously don't know what I'm doing because I've never been a mother before and I've never had a special needs kid before. And so all of these things, but I do know better, right? Or I could do it better, so on and so forth. So there's just a lot growing up and just life in general. And then when you add to everything the political landscape and the drama of all the things that are happening, it's just so much. So I'm grateful for you and grateful that we have each other and that we have the astrology that allows us to kind of look at what's coming and not so much fortune tell it, not so much kind of bring it up as a sense of this will happen, so get ready. But when I know what's coming, I can then prepare because that's all I can do. And then see how things play out with a detached perspective of, oh, that's what that is, as opposed to being muddy with my feet in it, right? So I'm grateful for all of it. Grateful for my coach as well. Without her, I guarantee I wouldn't be doing this. So let's go ahead and get together for a little mindfulness meditation to settle down. Music for this meditation is brought to you by Brain FM. You can find a free trial and the link in the bio. I will add it to the description below, but that's post production work. So it'll be done tomorrow. And yeah, let's meditate, shall we? We're going to go to unguided, and as always, we have the chimes and bowls setting because that's our favorite. It reminds us of our good friend that we love so much, and so let's do it. I have not changed my chimes and bowls setting since last year. So settle down, settle in. If you are able, please lay down so that you can really do those full belly breaths. But if you're sitting down, no worries, we'll do it together. And if you're driving, please do not close your eyes. In fact, even if you're not driving, if you feel kind of antsy when you meditate with your eyes closed, then leave them open and just relax. This is really, I do these meditations as just an opportunity for us to settle our energy down together. It doesn't have to be deep focus. It does not have to be a checkbox of I did everything she said. I just want us to be in this space relaxed together. And I'm the one conducting it, but I want to reassure you that after we are done, it's my turn to do my 10 minutes before bed. So let's take a deep breath, nice and slow through your nose. Deep, slow breath through your nose. Hold it at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, nice and slow through your mouth. Long breath out. Hold it at the end. 1, 2, 3, 4, and breathe in again through your nose. Deep breath in. Feel your lungs. Hold it at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale through your mouth, nice and slow. And as you exhale and relax into that exhale, just picture yourself on a beautiful, bright spring day, wherever in the world feels most at home to you, where you are safe and still and peaceful. And in this place that you have envisioned, I want you to hold space for gratitude for this place and this moment. Gratitude for the road that took you there. Gratitude for whatever resources you find there. Gratitude for the safety you feel in this moment, in this place. With me, take a deep breath in through your nose. Deep breath in. Hold it at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale through your mouth, nice and slow. Long extended breath out. Hold it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and breathe in again through your nose. Deep breath in. Hold it at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale nice and slow through your mouth. Long, slow breath out. And as you settle into that breath, remember our affirmation for the week. I honor my emotions and intuitive insight as I navigate challenges. I am resilient and adaptable, finding strength in the gentle flow of my inner wisdom. I am loved, I am guided, I am protected. With me, take one more breath through your nose. Nice and slow, deep breath in. Hold it at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale nice and slow before our last breath. We're not in a hurry. Long breath out till you run out of air. Hold it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And inhale one last time. Deep, slow breath in. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale through your mouth. Nice and slow. And as you settle into that exhale, slowly bring your awareness back to your body. Wiggle your toes, move your ankles, open your eyes, and come back to me. I realized I couldn't ring the bell and lower the volume at the same time with the same hand, so here we go. But thank you so much for joining, for participating, for commenting, for all of it. I'm so grateful. And thank you just for the community that allows me to show up into a safe space. You're welcome, Karen. Um, Again, I don't know if I'll talk again about this creator, Kyle, who just passed away, and it's all over my For You page on TikTok. I don't know if I'll talk more about it, but as a content creator of over a decade, it's just still shocking and still incredibly sad to see these things happening. So my heart goes out to her family and to everyone that has known her way longer than me because I've only been on TikTok for a year. And because of the celebrities that she would talk about, I followed her immediately when I found her. So, anyway, I'm so grateful for you, and I will see you next Moon Day. And hopefully, I'll have done my homework by then. I love you all. See you later. Bye.